Should play music in a second.
Let's go. Tall Boy Radio Show. Voices loud, you know, feeling that late night glow. Stories flowing fast, riding on this broadcast. Memories, they will last. Raise your glass up high. Turn it up, it's time. Tall Boy on the line. Loud breeze, they will last. Raise your glass up high.
Welcome back to episode 335 of the Tall Boy Radio podcast. And as we always say, who knows where it goes when the beer flows? And although it is only midday here in the UK, I am enjoying a beverage as I always do when I record this podcast. We are going to do an episode today where we're talking about you folks out there who are a little bit hirsute. And speaking of people who are hirsute, here is my guest, Evan. Did you want to say hello and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hey, everybody there. Yeah, my name's Evan. I'm a photographer from Melbourne, Australia, with a beard, yeah.
A very splendid beard as well, I might add. A very splendid beard indeed. It is
Yeah.
very... Just how long is it, just out of interest?
I don't know, I haven't... this long. So, it's probably about 9 or 10 inches now, so it gets a little bit thin towards the end, but that's what happens. They kind of grow out that way.
Indeed. So how long did it take you to grow that, just out of interest?
So I've had it since so Melbourne had some pretty interesting lockdowns and mask wearing mandates. So I shaved it off for COVID, so we had to wear masks all the time. So mask was just not working. So the last lockdown in Melbourne, Australia, couldn't tell you when that was. Probably 2022, maybe.
Yeah, so 4 years. That's a fair bit of growth in that time. 4 years. You grow hair well, my friend.
This has had a few trims, yeah, but everybody has a different growth rate. I've got a friend who's sort of double my length, and it's like, oh, it's only a year old. I'm like, rude. It's not fair.
Oh, no, it isn't, to be honest with you. And certainly I know if I could grow hair on the top of my head as well as I could on my whiskers, I would be a much happier man.
Yes, I've got a little patch coming in. It's a bit of a pain.
As soon as I got that widow's peak, I whipped it all off, and I thought, I've shaved my head ever since, don't look like. And through vanity, I still shave the top part, even though there is absolutely no requirement for me to do so.
You never know. There could be like a stray one coming in.
It could start growing again. That's my theory. Yeah. So what we wanted to talk about today, then, like, because obviously, like you say, you've got a rather fabulous beard. We wanted to do an episode on beard and mustache care. The reason being, I've recently started growing this. So this is about 4 or 5 months growth. Started growing it in January time, and I wanted to see basically how long I could get it, which is always the goal. And the idea of having one of those ones that sort of you twiddle up and grows, curls outwards. As I said at the start, my wife absolutely hates it. I think if I get to that level, it might get cut in my sleep. So we'll see.
While you're sleeping.
Yeah. I'm amazed it hasn't happened yet. But I quite like the curly, the big bushy look at the moment. So I haven't cut it. I haven't trimmed it. Although I did trim a few stray hairs off the end from when it was curling round. They didn't look very, so I trimmed it the other day. And I thought, for doing an episode with your good self, the least I should do is at least make it semi-presentable before I dip it in beer.
It is tricky with beers.
Yes, and I do like my beer, it has to be said. So you've grown this beard, like you say, since lockdown. Did you have a beard beforehand? Did you have a beard prior to that?
Yeah, I had a bit of a beard growing on before that. It was probably around about a year long, but it was just too hard in the lockdown, so shaved it all off. But it had been a little while, but not so. Yeah, only maybe about 2 or 3 years before lockdown, so not too long.
Fair play. I just want to. So we invited you on. We joined a group put on Facebook called, is it Hidden Lip and something or other?
Yeah, so it's kind of like big mustaches, proper,
Yeah.
not like little hidden lip mustaches. So it's got to be sort of long enough to cover the lips.
Indeed, and that was my goal. So yeah, there's some people on there who share some very, very fantastic mustaches. So if you're not familiar with out there, if you listen to this episode, go and have a look, because there are some fantastic mustaches being shared on a daily basis with some of them. God bless them.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to beard care, then we wanted to talk about a few of the common mistakes then, and lessons that you learn. And I'm learning lessons on a daily basis. I have good days, I have bad days with how it looks. What are the lessons that you've learned then while caring for your beard?
Probably like don't use like hair shampoo, all that sort of stuff, unless you kind of are in a pinch, and probably only wash it maybe like, so rinse it obviously in the shower every day, but maybe only like wash it with shampoo and conditioner maybe once or twice a week, because it's a different type of hair. It's not used to that kind of hair, and you feel the difference. It's a lot thicker, so it holds a lot more oils and things like that, so it definitely needs a different kind of care. So as soon as I sort of started washing it once or twice a week instead of daily with shampoo and conditioner, it was a lot happier and a lot healthier. Yeah, so that's one trick, but there's so many tricks to it.
Yeah, that's it. And like we alluded to there at the start, I think might be actually before we started recording, there are lots of different types of like facial hair anyway, isn't there?
Yeah, that's it. So, like mine's really curly and not together. If it's not straight, so it's kind of a wavy shape, but it's not curly together, so it's kind of like a big smush.
Funny enough, you'll never know it looking at my head. I've always had really, really wavy hair. And my mustache is exactly the same thing. It is wavy in all sorts of different directions. Some days it's really quite frustrating just to try and point it in the I work in an office as well, so I'm drinking a lot of water, so it gets wet, and then it looks exactly. Yeah, it looks a right old mess. So do you put any products then in your beard, and what do you use?
I might use some like argan oil or oils, maybe like straight after the washing it, but that's about it. I've sort of tried sort of mustache waxes and a few bits and pieces, but they just never quite hold for long enough. So photographer, so I do weddings, and they're 12 hours, so I've got to look pretty fresh for 12 hours and not look disheveled after 3. So I was finding mustache waxes were kind of it is hot in Australia, so like a mustache wax in 40 degrees, it just so it might stay quite nice when you're in the air conditioning, but then as soon as you get outside in the heat, it just kind of disintegrates into nothing. So what are a few things? I definitely don't use any mustache wax or anything like that anymore. I just use some nice hairbrushes and curl it with a hairdryer, and it takes 2 seconds, so it's much faster.
No, fair play. And you do that on your mustache as well, because your mustache is also fairly long, I have to say.
Yeah, it's getting quite long, so I just curled it then. I was a little bit lazy today, but yeah, I just curled it before we popped on the Zoom and did it in a minute or 2.
Oh, see, I stick some mustache wax in mine. Just there we go. That's the one I use. It's Captain Fawcett's. I don't know if it's available.
Yeah, that's what I've used in the past, and it has been pretty good. But yeah, it doesn't have the longevity for the heat.
No, it certainly doesn't get anywhere near as hot here in the UK. But for me, it doesn't have longevity either. But I'll be honest, when I pick one, it's largely I pick it on the scent.
Well, that's it. It is right here, so it's got to be a good flavor.
Exactly, yeah. So the one I've got at the moment is called the Maharaja, and it's like the Indian scented one, and it smells absolutely delightful. I love Indian food. I love like the joss sticks or what have you. And it smells basically like I've lit a joss stick underneath my nose, which I don't recommend anybody does. Do you use beard balms at all?
Not so much. No, I keep it pretty simple. So I do a lot of running around and traveling and things, and I've found you lose something, or like music festivals. So I do lots of traveling around, and you're trying to get the beard balm, and then I've gone into I'm just remembering a festival. I think I used like an oil fresh from the shower, and like a cloud of dust went in, and I'm like, ugh. Well, it's because it can be quite dry at music festivals here in Australia, so it's a bit of a hot mess. So we got to keep it simple.
That makes sense. That makes sense. I mean, in terms of the mustache waxes available, the biggest challenge for me is, like you say, is trying to find the right one, because there are different strengths. So this is the one I'm using at the moment is theoretically a stronghold. I would say it's probably nearer a medium strong. Have you ever tried, just out of interest, the extra strong stuff?
Do you want to? I use something turbo. So a sneaky trick that I've learned is, do you know what drag queens use on their eyebrows? It's actually like a glue stick.
Okay.
So it's actually probably the best stuff that if I've needed to do something that's held really well for quite a while, like a nice curl, just a glue stick, and it's really great. It's probably because it's just holds it. It's because it dries out nicely. It's kind of clear, but it's only going to really fuck up if it gets wet. So it'll come off in the shower, but it's not going to melt or anything. So it's rock solid. So glue stick, hot tip.
Yeah, that's a very interesting tip that I didn't think I'd be getting today. Yeah, use glue.
It's great.
Full enough, I've got some. It's called a Death Grip. I don't know if you've ever seen that advertised.
Mm-hmm.
I bought their extra stronghold one just to see what it was like. And honestly, it is like putting glue in your mustache.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yes.
as soon as it dries, and it dries very, very quickly, heated it up with a hairdryer. Not my hairdryer. You'll be too surprised to hear. Heated it up with a hairdryer. I put it in, but it was solidifying quicker than I could get it in there. And I tried to do two at the same time. Big mistake. And yeah, God Almighty, it made a right mess. But I did feel like I was glue in there, and that's a genuine thing. Then is it the drag queens do use glue on the old eyebrows?
Yeah, so they make new eyebrows sort of, up here. So these got to get covered and smoothed out, so they're smoothed all out. Yeah, so I'm a drag queen part-time on the side, not a very good one, but it's fun with the beard. So color the beard, do some funny things, just for fun.
That's fine. Tell us a little bit about that. I'm just curious. Actually, we've never had a drag queen on the podcast. So.
not a very good one.
Listen. Just doing something is good enough sometimes. I'm telling you now. You might not think you're good, but if you bring entertainment, put a smile on somebody's face, that's
Exactly.
enough. That's enough.
And that's it. That's it. Just so I'll just do something fun and silly, and the beard is always a fun look. So spray painting this all sorts of colors and things with some fun makeup. It's just fun. So yeah, mixing it up.
Cool. What's just out of interest? Then what's your drag queen name? Because they're normally fairly entertaining.
It's nothing special. I haven't got a good one. It's just Evan Flowers, which is it doesn't mean anything. And I'm like, I got to get a good pun somehow. But
no, it's good. It's good. Yeah, we'll try. I'll try and come up with some suggestions before the end of the episode.
I mean, racial discrimination is a great one.
That's a peach.
But I think there's a few in Australia.
Okay. That is a good one. That is a good one. And I suppose so. You get some tips from there. So just out of interest, then. So for your beard, for your mustache care, what would be your essential daily tips?
Definitely gonna have the shower. So if you do get a beard this long, it's like because you're sleeping, and it might end up like so you wake up like this. So you definitely gotta have you become a morning shower person or something like that, because you might have a shower at night, then you wake up. So it's just easier for the daily to get it nice and clean in the morning and fresh. And it just all smooths out like that. So that's one daily thing, yeah.
How often do you get it trimmed?
Not so often. Last time I went, of course, they took off like half of it. I'm like, oh. As soon as the scissors went in, I'm like, oh, okay. So yeah, I'm trying to grow it out as long as I can at the moment. So I sort of gave in and give a trim. So now it can kind of get stuck in things. So it's long enough to sort of like if I'm carrying something and I twist, it like pulls and I go. "Arr!" So that's a bit of an issue. So it's kind of getting to that really long length again. If it's obviously you've seen the really long ones that are down to people's waist, and I'm like, I don't know how you carry stuff. It'd start to drive me a little bit nuts because doing lots of stuff.
Is that your goal then, to get it to that length?
It'd be so cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
But there's so many different types. So the ones that I've seen seem to be very hair-like. So like just looks like a beautiful, like a little bit of a wavy hair, and that's so cool. But nice and thick. But I don't know if this one's ever gonna continue the thickness. It just gets a little bit thin at the end, but it might. We'll see.
You never know. Yeah. Well,
Never
this is the curious thing. So when I started looking into like the idea of growing a task, because it was one of those things. I was curious because some of these people, you see them. The guy who promotes the death grip wax, his is absolutely fantastic. Curls all the way around. You know what I mean? I actually think if you could get it a little bit longer, you could actually incorporate a monocle.
eyebrows. Yeah.
Yeah, but I was reading in terms of mustache hair anyway, that there is a finite amount of hair that you can grow. It's not going to grow indefinitely, the same way as all human hair won't. But you know what I mean? It depends. This could be, maybe as long as I could grow it. You never know.
Yeah, it's just that cycle with your skin and hair of when it cycles through, because that's it. They just cycle through. They go, this one's falling out, new one.
Yeah, that's it. And who knows? So who knows? I'm hoping I can get a really big bushy rascal that really will annoy the wife, and that's always the goal. I think is to annoy your better half. That's why we're put on this planet.
It is pretty fun.
Yeah, it is. It is. So you don't use a beard balm, then, but you do use oils. What do you look for? What do you look for in an oil?
So I did go to America. And, as soon as I was in America, they're like, like a lot of people from African American backgrounds are like, oh my God, curly hair, let me play with it. And they're like, oh my God, you need this, you need this. But they were always saying argan oil. So I started using argan oil quite a bit. And that seems to really make my hair really happy. So just moisturizes it a lot better. Sort of keeps the skin underneath happy as well. Because have you had a beard before?
Yeah, I've never grown a long beard. I've always had a fairly short. Well, I've always have stubble. I've not been clean shaven since I could grow hair. To be honest, I started with a goatee, then I grew it into a full beard, and then the goatee went just stubble, and then grew a beard just before Christmas, and then that whipped that off and thought, you know what, now's the time for the mustache.
Yeah, no, I just can't do the shaving. So like my skin's not very happy under there. So I always, when I was a kid, had acne and a few things like that. So when you start growing hair and then you're shaving and then you've got like pimples and things, and it's like you're trying to like shave around a really unhappy pimple, and then you end up with like this funny not shaved beard. So yeah, the skin under there's generally not very happy for me. Like the pimples have gone away, which is very nice. We're happy about that. But yeah, the argan oil seems to really help the skin underneath be very happy, because I have had some like rashes flare up if you use the wrong, because you are putting like some funny things on your face. You don't want to put the wrong soap or the wrong stuff. You might be allergic, and especially if you're traveling overseas. Like I do a bit of travel and I'm like, oh shit, I forgot a beard soap, and I'm like, fuck, what am I going to use? This soap from the 7-Eleven, let's give it a go. Oh no, I'm allergic to it.
Well, the best advice then, isn't it, is to play around and find out what suits your skin then, isn't it?
It is, but you're going to have fun with it because your skin can get real cranky.
No, you very true. And also, funnily enough, growing up, when I was a kid, I was a very spotty teenager. I was like very pimply, and people used to tell me that it's because you got a lot of natural oils in your skin, and you'll do well because you'll look younger, older, whatever. When you're older, with having these oils in your skin. I've generally found that isn't the case. I look my age, and I'm probably older.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh yeah, it's not happy skin.
No. So to be honest, I've had, because like you say, I shaved my hair off probably in my mid-20s. So to be honest, to play around with different shampoos and matte waxes and different products, it's been a bit of a novelty for me, to be honest with you. It's quite a nice change.
It is quite nice, yeah. So I still got a little bit of hair on the back, which I do get to play around with. So I've still got a bit of hair, but it's definitely falling out. It comes and goes with the stress. So if I get stressed out, just it all kind of falls out at the back a little bit more. But then if we go on holidays, it all comes back, which is nice.
Is that true? Isn't that true then? If you find yourself stressed, do you find that it affects your
like pull out clumps? Yeah.
Well, that's not good, is it? But just on the head. No,
not on the beard at all. No, just on the back of the. Well, yeah, when you're really stressed, it can really get bad. But we're stressed. We're not stressed at the moment. Just back from Japan, so we're going with good vibes.
Oh, you've been to Japan then, have you, recently?
Yeah. So I go every year. So photographer, so I photograph snowboarding in Japan, which is quite good. So yeah,
that's incredible.
It's pretty great.
Yeah, I mean, I can't snowboard, but I've never been snowboarding. Well, I'm just assuming I can't snowboard because I'm quite ungainly. But yeah, so photography then. Obviously, you've travelled to America. It's a place I love to visit. You get to work in Japan. What just out of interest, what other sort of things do you photograph then?
Anything for money. Whatever you want. So weddings, it's stuff that I like to do. So like weddings are really fun, snowboarding also really fun. So go here in Australia and then started going to Japan. Music festivals, so I did a few music festivals in America. Motorbikes, I ride motorbikes, so a little bit of motorcycle photography, go to the racetracks, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, so you photography is like a hobby that you document your other hobbies.
Yeah. That's a very good way of putting it. That is, yeah, that's fantastic, and that's your career then. That's your living, photography.
Yeah. So I do. So the photography is probably full time, but I find that it shifts more to the weekends quite a bit, which kind of makes sense. Nobody's getting married on a Tuesday morning, unless it's down at the registry, which is fun. I've done that before, but I do a part-time job just 3 days a week just to pay the bills, so I'm not forced to do stuff I don't want to do with photography. So I got a bit of a nice ebb and flow.
Nice. Yeah, that's good.
And I kind of edit my photos when I'm doing admin at my part-time job.
It's a pity actually. I glossed over that. But when you said Evan Flow, Evan Flow could be a drag queen.
Oh yeah. That's a good one.
I can come up with better. Don't worry, we'll come up with better. But it's a good start. Yeah, that's fantastic. Yeah. So whereabouts in America have you visited then, doing your photography, just out of interest?
So where did I did I did a round the world trip. So I did quite a big trip, like a 3 or 4 month trip. So started off in the America side, started off in New York and did a little bit of travel there. So I went to Texas and then mostly the West Coast, did quite a bit of driving. I got a car over there and drove around and did Burning Man Festival and some other festivals in San Francisco. So it was good fun.
Oh, awesome. Well, that sounds fantastic. I love Texas. Yeah. I love Texas. I have a cousin in Texas and I've been to visit him a couple of times. He's coming over here in a couple of weeks' time and we're going to tour the UK, visit a few sites, visit a few pubs. So it should be fun. Most of that won't be photograph worthy, I should say.
It's summer in the UK, so it's nice.
Summer in the UK it's not Australia nice and it's not Texas nice, I can tell you that much.
And there's some blue skies. I did go swimming in Brighton. That was nice.
Okay. So you made your way to the UK then, have you, before?
Yeah. Been to the UK, Iceland. Yeah. Scotland.
Nice.
Not Scotland. Ireland. Yeah, I'll get there.
Yeah, Ireland is definitely worth a visit. We'll be visiting Scotland. We're starting off in London, heading up through Windsor, Stratford-upon-Avon, York, and then finishing off at Edinburgh for a couple of days. And,
Beautiful.
Did you get to Edinburgh?
Yeah, I got to Edinburgh and had about a week there, and it was really beautiful. And the weather was really nice, like 26 to 30 degrees. Everybody's like dying. I'm like, this is great.
Yeah, to be honest, that's warmth. That is
It was
warmth.
hot.
Yeah,
And
so
no AC, not as strong as Australia. So you normally go into a shop or a supermarket and it's blasting AC, so it's right down. But it was hot.
yeah. Well, interestingly enough, then, I guess the different weather types will also, affect the products that you're going to use on your beard. See how I segued and circle back there. Um, but it will though, won't it? It's something you have to take into consideration. Like you said earlier, like mustache waxes in hot places like where you're, in Melbourne and Australia, and then obviously like places like Texas. It's not going to work anywhere near as well as here in the UK when, like you say, it gets mid-20s and people start complaining about the heat.
Yeah, well, I mean, the temperature as well is probably an interesting one. So the Burning Man festival in Nevada, it's actually the sand there is really alkaline and dry. So the humidity is like really low. So you actually have to like moisturize your skin heaps more. So if you don't sort of put moisturizer on your hands and your elbows and your knees and your feet, you actually they dry out so much they start to crack and bleed. It's really rough. So
Wow.
you quite often use like Vaseline or moisturizer or whatever to just kind of get that moisture up. So moisture content is definitely going to affect your skin quite a bit. And if you go somewhere humid, you're going to get frizzy beard. If you go somewhere really dry, it can get a little bit funny as well.
Yeah, that's it's definitely worth keeping in mind. So, in terms of growing a beard, then what are the misconceptions then that are around growing a beard?
The flakiness is one thing I haven't had much of, and the itchiness as well. I haven't had much of that. Have you?
No, I haven't. To be honest, when I have it, like I say, I keep a short beard, and what I generally find is I'll be ready to leave the house, and then I think, no, it's not right. I need to just give it a quick trim in a few places and get the beard trimmer out. And then I completely forget, and I'll be at work, and I'll be scratching my chin or whatever, and then I'll be showered in these grey hairs that are down my front. That's the one thing. But no, in terms of itchiness, I read a lot about itchiness, and I read a
Mm.
lot about, well, mainly people trying to sell you products talk about that.
Yeah, there is that on the internet. Use this and it'll be magic, snake oil sort of vibes.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's never. It's never like I have had some. When I got like allergic reactions and things like that. The skin's definitely not that's unhappy under there, and so I might get a little bit of flakiness when it's cranky. But no, not too much flakiness going on. No, it's pretty
No,
happy.
no, no, that's good.
No.
Well, that's good. Yeah, I haven't found it either, to be honest with you. Certainly not with
Mm,
a tache anyway. It's only, like you say, it's only the top lip.
mm.
And I can actually feel now like I said, this beer when I poured it at the start, it's quite thick and it's got drying in the tache and giving it a very interesting texture.
Delicious.
Yeah, something to savour later, that's for sure. So in terms are there any ways then? Is there anything that we can use, any snake oils that we can use to encourage growth?
Not technically, right? So I believe in the science side of it, but there's so many products out there. Masks and things and things that'll do this, and I think needle rollers and things like pinwheel rollers that'll make your skin grow. But I personally don't prescribe to it. I'm just like, nah, science. It is what it is. Just grows how it grows.
Yeah. So that's a shame. I was hoping for some hints and tips there, to be honest with
That's
you. Trying to
magic.
some magic to make it grow a little bit quicker. Because, I mean, I'm not a very patient man.
Mhm. It's very patient game.
And so with products that you put on it, like I say, we know you can't encourage growth. I rather expected that would be the answer. Is there anything we should avoid putting in there? I mean, apparently glue's okay, but
Glue's fine. Well, probably just happy skin is going to be happier, happy, healthy. So moisturizer is pretty great. Um, vitamin E is always a really good one for skin, makes it really happy. But yeah, it's going to depend on your skin type and what because I mean, the skin is the biggest organ on the body. You got to take care of it. So yeah, you got to know your own skin and know and which product, and when you do travel, which product is the right one.
Yeah, true enough. True enough. Yeah, you're not wrong there. You're not wrong. Like I say, I generally select a product based on how it smells, which is probably not the right way to go. But if it smells nice, I'm probably going to buy it.
And you're probably going to use it more, which is probably a good thing as well.
Yeah, that's true. Although, like I say, I like playing around with that mustache wax just because it smells so damn nice.
Mm-hmm.
So I see there you've got your brush in your hand. So
Yes.
other than that, there you go, fabulous. What other than that, are there any other hints and tips for stuff that we can use to care for our beards and mustaches?
Probably, yeah. So I use this bad boy to curl my mustache, and so just kind of roll it on, and then use a hairdryer for 2 seconds, make it nice and hot, and then let it cool. And it just seems to work perfectly for curling my mustache without any wax or anything. So this doesn't have any wax or anything in it at the moment. Just quickly rolled it, and it stays like that, and it stays out of my way as well, which is nice because it sort of parts this way instead of going straight down. Straight down can be really tricky to eat food sometimes. It's like, oh my god, eating so much, knife and fork, just little things with knife and fork to like get in.
Well, I was going to say, do you ever find you get a mouthful of hair when you eat it?
Yeah, you get used to it, right?
Yeah, I'm getting used to it. Yeah,
it's just like nom, 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 nom. That's fine. Extra roughage.
Especially first thing in the morning, I find when I've not got anything in there, it's all over the place. I'll come down, I'll have my breakfast, and what the hell's? Oh, yes, it's my mustache is inside my mouth.
Yeah. Well, yeah, so little bits might like travel up to here, and I'm like, oh no, it's still attached. Cool, go down, please.
So there's no hints and tips then for avoiding it. I know certainly before I eat, I stick a little. I've got another wax upstairs, which is a much lighter one, which just comes out, and I just literally just pull it on. So it's like out of it, so I get food in my mouth without getting too much hair in there.
I have trimmed, so just lightly trimming just around the bottom is pretty handy. Yeah. But you can get them long enough to kind of blend into a big mustache at the same time.
Yeah. So I mean, have you trimmed that mustache of yours? Is that still growing as well?
I have trimmed it recently, so it started to come around in too much of a circle, and I'm like, so it's sort of getting up to around about here, and I'm like, I need to get a bigger hairbrush. Oh fuck it, I'll just trim it. So I just trimmed it off nicely because it was just getting too circular.
So, yeah, well, to be honest, that's pretty much my goal. Actually, to be honest, I really want to grow it as much as I can. We'll see how it goes.
You can do it.
I can and I will, and like I say, it annoys the wife, so that's an absolute. So, in terms of the products you're using, in terms of the tools, I mean, the brush that you have there is it an expensive one?
No, it's just like a $10 jobby from the pharmacist. Nothing special. It is metal. It's a bit dirty and gross, but it's a curling brush, so it's got metal on the inside, so it stops the hair going too far in. But then it's also like you can let the air go through it, so it cools down as well. So I learned that off a hairstylist. They were sort of doing my hair, and I'm like, oh, that's a curling brush. Yeah, cool. I'll use that. Give that a go, and it works perfect.
Oh, there you go. I have like a much thinner one for my mustache, and I curl that just to try and. I don't know if this is its natural way, but I've been combing it to try and get it to curl around.
Yeah.
Annoyingly, it works better on one side than the other. So I don't know if it's because I'm right-handed or what have you. I don't know.
Yeah, well, there's different sizes. I think they even go to a bigger size than this, but they also have smaller ones as well, so which are quite handy for tighter curls as well. But yeah, a little bit of hairdryer on there always helps too.
No, fair play. That's probably that's one tip I need to have a go with a hairdryer, because, like you say, I've not had much of a reason to for many a year.
Well, yeah, and that's it. Like I'll also braid my beard if I'm doing a festival or something like that. I don't know. It's going to be, tricky to get, showering, hair care products, etc. You got to have a quick shower at a festival. It's sort of 3 minutes max. So and it sort of turns to cold. Ugh. So sometimes, I'll just, get a little hair tie, tie it up, or braid it, or braiding it for a wedding can look quite nice and tidy as well.
Do you do that yourself? By the way, do you braid your own beard?
Yeah, I can braid my beard. Just kind of split it in half. Do a little bit of this, bit of that. Yeah, easy done. Have done it while I'm driving on the way to a wedding. Don't tell the police.
No, I would. I shan't. No, it's just interesting because maybe it's because I've not had to do anything with hair for years. But if my wife goes into the office and she's not sorted my daughter out, and I've got to take her to school, then it's like, oh my god, she looks like she's been dragged through a bush backwards after I'm messing around with a brush with it. I just can't do it. I'm envious of people who can. And when I see my wife braids her hair, or my daughter's hair, and it looks fantastic, and I think I can't do that. I can't make things look that nice.
I saw a group of people online doing, was it Pints and Ponytails? It's really like a men's group that all get together at the pub, and they do practice on doing their daughter's hair, which is really cute. So that's a good one.
I'll keep an eye. I'll have a look for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Practice makes perfect, I suppose. Pints and ponytails.
100%. Yeah, 100%.
Oh no, fair play. So in terms of style, and obviously with yours, the goal is length. But I mean, the interesting thing was, so I was born in the 70s when beards were popular. They died off for a little bit. It was much more probably during 80s and 90s. Being clean shaven was the thing, and then obviously, the goatee beard is what I started off with. But it's certainly nowadays, in more recent times, it's much more commonplace to see somebody with a beard, isn't it? Beards are very, very popular, aren't they, at the moment?
Yeah, with the hipster vibe has definitely come back a whole lot. And Melbourne is a very hipster city. It's very hipster. So we really like our coffee. We really like our, snappy dresses, tattoos, all that sort of hipster stuff. Coffee shop in a back alley with milk crates.
Well, I've noticed there on your hands and arms there, you're fond of tattoos yourself, then, are you? You're part of the
Yes, I've got a few tattoos, a few piercings. Yeah, they're pretty fun.
Dare I ask how many?
No, that's about it. So just my arms,
Okay.
and I just, what is it? Life is really hard, and I deserve stickers. So it's all for me to have a look at. So so they're all sort of important to me, and I get to look at them all the time. So they're technically upside down for other people. So normally this would be the other way around, but they're for me, so I'm looking at them. Yeah.
That's the right way. Yeah, that's the right
Yeah,
way.
exactly, for me.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
So what do your tattoos mean to you? Because some people, I've got a number of tattoos. Most of them are pretty shit, to be honest with you. The stuff that I had done when I was young, and largely, I mean, I've got a scorpion on this arm. I'm not Scorpio.
Oh, yeah.
I just like the picture. I never thought about it till afterwards, and I thought, that probably is one for people who are Scorpios, and I'm not. But
That's cool. Roll with it.
yeah, that's it. It's the standard Chinese dragon and a black rose on that arm because I was a big Guns N' Roses fan.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, so what do you tell a tale with your tattoos? Are they telling a story, or are they just personal mementos?
I mean, well, yeah, a little bit of personal mementos, so bits and pieces. They're a bit of a pain to show. This one's a Simpsons reference, so I've got 2 Simpsons tattoos. You can't sort of see them, but a bit of snowboarding. This one is really silly. That one hurt a lot.
I can imagine.
Anyway, there's no regrets, which is a bit of a silly tattoo. Ironic. Got it in the lockdowns because we couldn't sort of get too many tattoos at the time. So I was like, just roll with it in the lockdown. Something silly, something fun.
And was that the one you showed there on? Was that Ned Flanders in his ski costume?
Yeah, in his ski costume. Yeah.
That's brilliant. That's
I just had
brilliant.
a really, and it's a bit silly, but I just had a great tattoo artist around the corner that was doing beautiful Simpsons stuff, and I grew up with the Simpsons really, really, so it's important to me, and yeah, it's they're pretty important.
I think they are. Yeah, I think they are.
Mm.
The stuff that I've done over the years, like I say, they are to me, because every now and then, I don't know about you, I've got them on my chest and on my back and on my legs, not hugely, just some fairly distinctive ones. And every now and then I forget they're there, and I'll just catch a glimpse in the mirror, and I think, oh yeah, I was that drunk.
Yeah. Thankfully, you're really not allowed to do it while drunk in Australia.
You aren't really in the UK, but
Okay.
I'm in Stoke, and pretty much anything goes.
Yeah, we don't want to get regret tattoos. Although, no regrets, no regrets.
Regrets indeed. Just go on. Tell me some more about the thinking behind that. I like that. That would make a good photo shoot, actually, having that on there like that.
Yeah. So I got YOLO on the other one as well. Just it's a good, because they are like reminders for me to sort of do X, Y, Z, and the no regrets is like it's done. The silly tattoo's already done, and it's on my hand. Don't worry about it. It's already done. Whatever's happened, if you fucked it up, you can't fix it. All you can do your best to fix it now, but it's already done. Damage is done. We'll work on it.
Amen. Amen. It's a very good philosophy. Once, like you say, once things are done, it's too late to worry about them. That's my policy. Once you've done it, that's it. Forget about it. It's you might have to live with the consequences, but that's just the nature of the beast.
That's it. Do your best. You can do the best you can to make up for it, but like the thinking about it and the guilt. It's like there's no need for it. It's just move on.
There really isn't. So, your beard, then, I'm guessing you do. I think you might have mentioned earlier. Do you ever color it?
What's that? Oh, color it.
Yeah,
color it. I thought it was a nice collar.
My accent, I apologize.
Oh no, it's all good. No, yeah. So I have colored it. So you can probably see a little bit of color in the back of my hair. There's a really good friend of mine in Australia called Mikey, who does some beautiful hair coloring. It's Unicorn Mains by Mikey. So he did color it pre-lockdown, and so then it was sort of fully bleached, and then as the lockdowns came in, I'm like, okay, this is too much for the beard anyway, so we'll just shave it all off. But yeah, no, it was a full rainbow beard. So you can check it out on my Instagram or Mikey's Instagram. And what else did I get? I got a emoji on the back of my head with a big mullet. So it was a vomiting emoji, but it was vomiting a rainbow into a sort of, a mullet about this long rainbow. So that was pretty fun.
That does sound pretty special.
So it's a pretty good gig. I'm really lucky that I don't have any dramas at work. I work in admin over the phone, so people can't see me. I'm not sort of customer facing, so I can have as many tattoos and piercings as I want. Because people still, carry some issues with it. Even in Japan, you can't really go to the onsens with tattoos. But I still go to some of them sneakily. In the tourist areas, it's fine. But yeah, people do still hold some grudges with different hairstyles and tattoos, etc.
Do you find that then, just out of interest, just in terms of when we choose we choose something because we like it. I certainly don't do things to push people's boundaries or to make people feel uncomfortable. Nothing I've ever done in my life has ever been that way. But
depends on how much they piss me off.
Yeah, well, yeah. Specific people I might do, but a group of people I don't. Do you find that, and this goes to a wider audience, for yourself, do you encounter a lot of prejudice?
Probably more for the tattoos, the nail polish, and the piercings and things like that. People are like, whoa. So I do a lot of the social media stuff for my work as well. So I get a lot of hate comments in there, which is really stupid as well. And Mikey, the hairstylist, he just gets so much trolling and things like this all the time. So yeah, it's still definitely there and still definitely on the internet. You know, anonymous people, anonymous profiles. They just want to be jerks for fun.
It's a bit weird, isn't it? Don't you think? You know,
It is, yeah, it is weird. But I mean, you know, angry people just choosing to be angry. But it's like, you know, everybody's different. So your hair and your clothes are always saying something about who you are or what you might like. So, you know, motorbikes, snowboarding, crazy stuff that I get to do, which is, you know, what I find fun. But people, yeah, might be a little bit more boring and like, oh, you know, you shouldn't have piercings. So, you know, do you expect me to wear like grey from head to toe? Like, what do you want? Do you want people to be all identical all the time?
Yeah, I just find it weird. There's very few things in my life that I found upset me to the point that I need to say something about it. And you know, in terms of my personal style, I don't think it's particularly shocking. Okay, you know, I've got the odd tattoo, and you know, I favour a colourful shirt. You know, I do like very colourful shirts, but because they make me happy. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
not, you know, I'm not trying to look different. It's just puts a smile on my face, and if it puts a smile on your face, even if you're laughing at me, then good. I hope it
Yeah.
does. Enjoy your day.
Yeah.
But there's very few things in my life that I really feel the need to comment on about other people, and it really blows my mind that people think that they, you know, yeah, especially when you put it on on social media. Everybody's got a right to like it. Everybody's got a right to dislike it. If I see something I don't like, I don't feel the need to comment on it.
No, it's just that. Well, yeah, just that. Next, whatever. Just ignore it. Who cares? I ain't got the time to be bothered with whatever you want to do. Go do you. Whatever. Go away. Leave me alone.
Exactly. And I always kind of think in terms of, you know, in terms of myself, my way of dealing with people is if I want you to accept me for who I am, I'm going to accept you for who you are. And I'm not going to have any issues with it. It doesn't bother me in the slightest. So
Yeah.
just on that, something that I rarely do unless my daughter makes me is paint my nails. So tell me about that in yourself. Tell me about, you know, tell me why you enjoy it.
It's really nice. Well, they have like massage chairs, which is really good. So when you go get your nails done or a manicure pedicure, it's just really nice to. So like I do actually do quite a bit of manual work as well. So on the weekends, you know, gardening and bits and pieces, and for when I go and do weddings and things like that, I actually like to, you know, have nice nails and not like chipped and dirt underneath from gardening and bits and pieces. So yeah, they actually help the strength in them. So if you're doing anything, they actually like a little bit more protected to stop the sort of chips and the, you know, the bits fraying, and yeah, they're just nice. They're just nice. It's a very Melbourne thing to do, and it's like, yeah, I don't always do it. It's just more of a, yeah, like not pushing the boundaries for, you know, of another person, just pushing the, you know, the social norms a little bit, because, you know, it's just fun and they're pretty, and, you know, it pisses off conservatives, if that makes sense. So like, you know, if you're going to be offended, like, it's a silly thing to be offended by. Like, who gives a shit? There's so much more important things to worry about than some dude with a beard with some nail polish.
Hey man, there's a lot more going on in the world to be concerned with. That's for sure.
What is it? Yeah, here for a good time, not a long time. Like,
Well, we'll listen. You know, I don't want to get too serious, but no, it's 100% true. You know, you or I could drop dead tomorrow. We do, you know, or even later today. You never know. So just make the most of the time that you are on this planet for. Because as far as I'm concerned, it is just the once. I don't believe in reincarnation. It'd be nice if we got nice to get a second crack of the whip, but I don't think that's the case.
No, it's not. It's not going to be happening easily. And even if you do get reincarnated, you're not going to remember it anyway. So,
true enough. So it might as well just be the one time. Yeah. But bringing it back to beards and taches and what have you. You go to the barbers, you get a bad trim. What can you do about it, dude? What is the
A bad hair trim. Bad hair trim, you just kind of push through it a little bit. A bad beard trim, I don't know. I think you gotta have a barber that's got a beard or has done a lot of work with beards, because there's so many different types. So like I said, mine's really fluffy. So the one that he sort of started brushing it, and mine just does not brush well because it's just so curly and through. So yeah, I don't know if my particular style is just so kind of, you can kind of, if it is a bad trim, you can just kind of cover it up. But if you got somebody else that's botched it up, you just want it a little bit shorter, a little bit shorter, a little bit shorter. try another barber, go a bit shorter.
I remember once when I had the goatee beard and I was trimming it, you trying to get the lines perfect, and I couldn't, and I was to the point yeah, just a little, I came up with a little bit on my chin for a while, and it looked terrible.
Yeah.
So, what would be your one grooming tip to take away then from this episode?
Yeah, probably don't stress too much about it. Like, have fun with it. Like, people probably aren't going to notice if one little mustache hair is a little bit lower or a little bit higher, because it's the same with photo shoots as well. So people don't notice don't sweat the small stuff, because people aren't going to notice it that much. Your eyes kind of naturally make things symmetrical, unless it's completely like off kilter. People are like, oh, it's perfect. So your eyes just want to see everything nicely, if that makes sense, for your brain to compute it. Yeah, that looks good, done. So if you're sort of thinking, is this symmetrical or whatever, your eyes will just kind of magically do it. So don't sweat the small stuff. Have fun with it.
That's some
Do
great
stupid
advice.
stuff.
Yeah, that's some great advice. I mean, the thing is, in terms of the human eye and the brain, we look for patterns anyway. We look for patterns in everything.
Yeah, that's it.
And even where there aren't patterns, we tend to build one, don't we? We construct it. So just out of interest, then, just in terms of your photography work, I just when you're taking photographs and things aren't quite even, you don't even worry about that then.
No. No, your eyes kind of fix it. Yeah, don't worry about it.
How much fixing do you do in editing afterwards? I mean, you have to do a lot on me, I know that, but in terms
Well, it's kind of natural, right? So like, a camera is not going to be perfect colors or perfect representation. So your camera is going to adjust what you're doing anyway. So what you're producing isn't perfect representation. So you do have to bring it up to something that's more what we expect to see, if that makes sense. So I might not do, line removal. Like, I remember somebody was smiling and they had, it gives you sort of really like crow's feet, but they actually show that you're smiling. So when you remove the wrinkles, it's like they look funny. They're like so there's some genuineness in there, and when you do take out too much, it does look strange.
yeah, I can imagine. And what does we sort of said that people can will judge on the piercings, the painted nails, or what have you, but what does a well-groomed beard say about you? What are you telling the world with your well-groomed beard?
Probably just a little bit of a different thinker. I mean, they used to mean things, so motorbikes, etc., but I don't think they really represent a particular group of people anymore, depending on where you come from. So there's certain religions that still have them, but a nice well-groomed beard just kind of, just a cool chap.
Yeah. How does it? Yeah, I know we mentioned waxes and what have you. Yeah, what's it? In the heat of the Melbourne summer, there, what's it like having a beard? Is there any days when you think, I might just take this off?
Probably not. So like, it is flipping hot and dry, but you'll actually, put some water on yourself to cool down, and having a beard to cool down is actually really handy.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I just wondered. So we wrap these things up round about the hour mark, which is where we are now. So I want to just say thank you, Evan. I haven't come up with a drag name for you yet, but I'll put some thought into it. You know,
No,
I've still
what we came up with one.
we got Evan Flow. Evan Flow. We
Evan
came
Flow,
up.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good one.
It's not perfect. It's not perfect. Well, I'll have another think. I've got more hours left in my day than you have here. So, you know what I mean? I've got some time to put some thought into it. But thank you very much for joining us. Would you like to say goodbye to our listeners and leave us with any final thoughts?
No, thank you so much for having me. It's been nice to have a chat in the old UK. It's nice. Yeah, check out some of the beard photos I've done with Unicorn Mains by Mikey on my Instagram. Yeah, just shoot me a message anytime if you want any beard tips for ginger beard. So it is ginger if the light is not showing it up very well.
No, I don't know if you noticed it. Like, there's several hosts to this podcast. There's myself, and then there's other guys that join me from time to time. Gaz is the normal one who does have a beard, a short beard. But Andy, his is down here normally. He's not been on the podcast for a while, but he is. You know, I mean, we were saying ginger. I was out for a beer with him last night, you know, and he is ginger. Yeah, he does have a spectacular. We call him the Viking because he's got this ginger beard, big ginger beard.
Yeah, so cool.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, beards are cool. That's a fact. But no, thank you very much, Evan. I really enjoyed this chat with you. I think we've given some useful tips. We found out about drag queens, photography, Japan, and a number of other things on the way. So always good for the conversation.
Yeah, it's been great. Thanks so much for your time.
No problem. Well, I'll say take care, and we'll catch you next time when we'll be talking about something entirely different.
Friends around the mic, kicking back. Alright. Day turns into night, podcast in the spotlight.